Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the XRP Army News interview. And today I am extremely excited because these are two good, high energy, smart guys. They come from a marketing, branding background, and I believe that they're going to bring tremendous amounts of energy and good ideas to everybody in our XRP community. So I'd like to introduce Run Guys, and if you guys would like to introduce yourselves and say hello to everybody.
Yeah. My name is Kyle Weber, everyone. This is Nick Anderson, my running partner. I grew up in Lake Elmo, Stillwater, Minnesota, small town. And I don't come from any silver spoons, no rich parents, nothing. I just had $1 and a gosh darn dream. And that's literally what I'm on. I'm on a dream run. You know, Nick and I, we've been on a dream run for a long time here, and it's taken a long time running. But we're in for a marathon here, and we're in for an XRP treat. All right, we're in for something that we truly believe that nobody has ever seen in this space before of marketing is to be involved with something so big as cryptocurrencies as a whole. And we're just very, very blessed to be here.
And I grew up in a middle-class family in Boise, Idaho, and I'm just blessed and fortunate enough to be introduced to the right people throughout my life that had the results that I wanted. And after following them, I didn't understand anything about online marketing. I didn't understand anything about cryptocurrencies, but being introduced to the right people, we were just talking about this when we were in Miami. And we were introduced to a big group of people inside the cryptocurrency space. We're like, this is probably the coolest thing I have ever seen. Not only the coolest thing that I've ever seen, but the future of where money is going to be moving into. And I'm so surprised that more people aren't interested in this. So when we became interested in it, that's how life became really interesting. When we actually moved in together to work together in Miami, Florida, we moved in the 46th floor overlooking, part of the bay, part of the city, the Heat Arena and the ocean. And we just started going crazy researching this type of stuff, looking into, altcoins. We found XRP, we found the community, love the community. And since then, since we started working together, building our brand and, investing in different cryptocurrency projects, XRP being one of our favorites because it's one of the most solid ones in the entire space. So for those of you out there that, look at the comments on YouTube videos and see like XRP isn't a real project, ignore those people. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay. If anything, it's the most solid project in the cryptocurrency space. And we're going to talk, back and forth for a little bit about diversification as well, too, because a lot of people that get too emotionally involved in a project, that's how they lose money. You have to kind of be emotionally attached. And we know you love it. Like we know you're all about it, but you have to be emotionally detached from it. And you have to think logically sometimes about diversification as well, too, so you can set yourself up financially for life.
I couldn't agree more. In my background, I actually did the multi-level marketing thing. And I was actually one of the people that actually made a lot of money doing it. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. It was more just go all in as fast as you can and don't really think a whole lot and just keep working. But one of the things that I was taught early on, don't fall in love with your MLM, because if it starts going south and you're in love with it, you're going to stay with it too long. Just go ahead and stay nimble, stay flexible, and move. And when I as well, when I first got into the crypto space, Bitcoin was it. I was watching videos by Brock. I'll try and remember his name. Pierce.
Brock Lesnar. No.
Brock Pierce.
No.
Yeah. Brock.
Yeah.
Brock Pierce. And he's a gamer guy. Made all his money in gaming. And then Don Tapscott. And I was captivated by it, but I didn't buy anything. And Kyle, I waited until December 2017 to buy my first Bitcoin. And guess what I bought it at? 15 grand.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I felt like a moron. And then a month later, it's down to 3. I'm like, oh, man. But then I got involved in XRP and looked at it, and I liked it because of what you guys basically said. When I broke down the fundamentals of the problem that they were solving, then I broke down the team that they had assembled to go about it. And then when I looked at the tech that they were employing to do it, I felt like this is one of the strongest opportunities and projects in the space. And I feel more confident in that decision today than at any other time.
Yeah. And add on to this too, and you're 100% right. And we always tell people this. We say, companies will come and go, but your brand is eternal. People will know you for your brand, right? And whether it's if you're a musician and you know about 50 Cent and his G Unit, you'll always remember that brand. Whether it's Sean John or it's FUBU, or it doesn't matter whether it's going to be, if I say the word, okay, pass me the Kleenex. It's tissue paper, but it's Kleenex. If I say, give me a cookie, people are going to think Oreo. XRP is what the cryptocurrency space is branded as. Does that make sense? XRP is a huge brand to the space of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of them, of course. But just like there's different car brands, there's got to be different altcoins too. Does that make sense across the video? Somebody across the street's going to have a Ford truck. Someone across the street's going to have a Toyota. Does that make sense? But they're brands. Someone's going to have a Nissan. Someone's going to have a Lamborghini. Someone's going to have a Ferrari. But who in the space is creating the brand equity that these companies want to invest money behind? That's the way I see it. I see it that type of vision of where you're at home and you feel at peace when you have XRP.
Yeah, someone's going to have a Tesla. You look at what Elon Musk created. What did Elon Musk create? He didn't create a company. He created a brand. He created a bunch of loyal people that are following him and do whatever he's done ever since he created, PayPal, and that has SpaceX, and now has Tesla. The guy's an absolute genius. So the reason why people, I feel like, fall in love with XRP is Brad Garlinghouse. He's the leader at the helm of the ship.
Absolute beast.
And so we always tell people don't join people. No, sorry, people don't join companies. People join people. And you build people build the companies. And the reason why XRP would even grow is from people investing in the company. And the reason why people would invest in the company is the marketing from the helm of the ship. So everything boils down to marketing and sales, guys. That's what it boils down to. Some people ask us on the comments of our YouTube videos, and they're like, well, why hasn't XRP grown? It's like the money hasn't moved into it yet. The marketing's there. So when the big investors come back and they look for the right projects, guys, where do you think the money's going to go into?
That was a nugget. Write that down.
Yes, I could not agree more. And I'm telling you, I'm not, if people would just stay not logical and take a look at the leader that Brad Garlinghouse is. When the guy talks, it just oozes integrity, character, and confidence. I mean, he knows that they've got something very special. And look, the regulations and the banks and the way that they all want to do things, it takes time. And they did not really feel, anyone remember Kodak? Anyone remember Swiss watches? The wine spring ones, when the Japanese took the quartz technology to the Swiss and said, hey, you guys might want this. And they said, oh, we don't want it. You can use it. If the people are in positions now and are doing well, they're going to be the last ones to feel like that they need to make any change. But all of the things are getting lined up. And I could not agree with my two new friends, Kyle and Nick, more, that as soon as the institutional investors begin to look into this space, Ripple and XRP are going to shine head and shoulders beyond most of these other projects.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, I know it's sometimes we're like, oh, are we preaching to the choir? Abso-flippin'-lutely. I mean, the thing is, we have to always use the word believe, right? People, there's a guy named Martin Luther King that a lot of people around the world know. And back then they didn't have cell phones. They didn't have laptops back then. But there was a lot of people that were being told, yo, there's this guy, like, he has a dream. He believes in this. He believes in that. And over 250,000 people came, because everyone was talking about it, to watch this man speak one day about a dream speech. I have a dream. They didn't come there for that man. They came there because they believed what that man believed. Does that make sense? Because
absolutely,
that's what we have. That's what we have here at XRP. Is we all collectively believe. Remember when people say this, and Nick brought up a great point too, was he said about the company, people join people. Well, think about this. When your mom and dad used to tell you, make sure you keep the right company around you. That means people. So a company is really just people. Does that make a business? It's a business is nothing other than company of people. And so if you have the right people around you, believing in the same message over and over and over again, gosh, you have God working on your favor. You know, you have the spiritual realm working in your favor. It's already done. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? It's already done.
Actually, it does. Hey, guys, I sleep under a copper pyramid. So, yeah, what you're saying to me makes sense.
My man.
Right, now, one thing I wanted to mention to you guys as well, and I think you'll appreciate this. I just put together for a little project that I'm working on. In our community, I put together a 3-video series, and guess what? Here's what I got. Here's what it will do for you, and here's what I need you to do next. Mm-hmm. Does that sound familiar from Frank?
Yep.
Golden nuggets right there.
Yeah.
And if you guys look at projects, like, no, we're not sponsored by XRP. We're not paid by XRP to make
Please
these videos.
pay us, XRP.
Yeah, there you go. Send over some XRP. We'll make even more videos.
We'll pass the trucks.
But if you look at it from the standpoint of the people, you know, Brad Garlinghouse, but if you also look at the standpoint of the other P, the partnerships, that's how you're going to get to the profits. Okay. So PPP, people, partnerships, profits. So the partnerships, what are they doing? Well, they're partnering with a bank a week, guys. The largest bank in Thailand is partnered with Ripple. Banks in Abu Dhabi, guys, the Middle East. You know, every single, I mean, virtually every, correct me if I'm wrong here, but virtually every exchange in the cryptocurrency space has XRP on it. Maybe there's a few that don't. The few that don't are kind of falling behind. They're falling behind. They need to step their game up. If you guys look at it from that, Brad's making moves from a partnership. So not only is he very likable, not only very confident, but the man is very intelligent. Yeah. So when you follow people that are geniuses, you know that the project is genius as well.
Yeah, and guys, I don't know if you've done a lot of research yet or watched a lot of the other YouTube influencers that we have on who is on the board at Ripple. But oh my God, man, it's all these Ivy League people who work at the IMF and worked on Wall Street and worked at the Fed. I mean, they're just collecting all of them. And I'm telling you, man, I really do believe that Ripple is going to be a part of this new financial system that we move into. I mean,
sorry to cut you off, but yeah, we just had a video come out, so I'm replying to comments on it. We respond to every single comment because we engage the community. We appreciate you guys. We read every single comment, and the video was about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation partnering with RippleNet, guys. So Bill and Melinda Gates, the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers are one of the richest bloodlines in history.
Yeah,
they own this whole world. If that. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it yet, guys, but one of the things I wanted to make sure that I did mention, we have the greatest influencers in our community in the entire crypto space. I mean, you guys are going to, as you get to know these people better, we have got some studs creating content for us. And one of them was a guy named Lee. He lives in England, and their channel, they're not putting out many videos now, but it's SPQR. So check this out. The board of directors with Ripple had a guy in 2014 join the board, and his name is Klaus von Gutenberg. Well, guess what bloodline family he's in?
Some big one.
Maybe the Rockefellers? I don't know.
Rothschild.
If I say this wrong, you guys help me out. The Medici family.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the Roman family who started banking. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to take our ball caps off and put on our tin hatties.
Hat ready.
But it looks to me like that the Medici family wants to get back in the banking business.
As they should, right? As they should.
An interesting future, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, so when you guys look at all of this stuff, I mean, the thing that I'm so excited about meeting you guys is I think you can see the potential of what's getting ready to happen here with the Internet of Everything, the Internet of Value. I mean, the sky is I've never seen what's getting ready to happen. I witnessed the .com boom, but I didn't really position myself at all. But what's happening with this blockchain boom, it's like that on steroids. I mean, are you guys seeing the same thing I am?
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I've realized for such a long time, and Nick has realized, is we felt like we were, that's why we talk about run as like Rank Up Now, is we're all running together. Like run, Forrest, run. Like Forrest had to run, Forrest Gump had to go first, right? And then everyone kind of started to catch the vision, and they all started to run with him. And they started to run as a pack. What we're running against, it's almost like a bear or something like that. The bear that scares so many people right now is these. You can't trust a lot of this stuff. It's people are actually. It's in here, meaning that when you say I can just feel it in my, people will say heart. That's your gut. Why do they never say head? Because it all starts here, and your gut's telling you, and our gut has been telling us for years, we need to fight for a lot of people's dreams right now, because people are hungry for change. Like they are broker than a joke. Their pensions are getting cut off. Robert Kiyosaki's talking real truth right now. If you believe in pensions and retirement and security, you believe in the gosh darn Easter Bunny. Like, are you high? I don't smoke drugs, but I mean, I would think you're on some sort of drugs. Like, be real. Yeah. We have people that are making, 30, 40, 50 grand a year at a job, and they know deep down, they're like, I'm not making enough. I can barely get by. Like, sometimes my mentor made fun of someone the other day, and he was like, the guy was like, I make $600,000 a year. And the guy was like, how do you live on that? Like, as a bad thing, he's like, good luck, dude. You can barely live on that in this world. You have to learn that the new money is a 6-figure income is now the new $1 million. The inflation of whatever this dollar is happening. You come on, like if money is raising, the inflation rates, your $100 you've been saving, don't be thinking that's good at saving.
Not going up.
You can store it and invest it and create cash flow.
Down.
But like, for gosh sakes, we are going into an economy that is the biggest tsunami we'll ever see across the entire world. This whole pandemic that's happened, you guys and gals, you don't realize that people right now, I don't know how many millions they said that haven't paid for their rent and haven't paid their mortgages. They're on forbearance. The biggest tsunami is about to hit the entire world. This isn't a U.S. thing. This is a global
thing. It's going to make the Great Depression look like a joke. I wasn't around in the early 1900s, but my dad said that, like, his grandpa, they had to suck on rocks for nutrients, guys. And they were, like, when it came down to lack of food, they were eating owls. They're like, yeah, grandpa would crack a joke. He's like, tastes like an old owl. It's like, because it's actually ate an owl.
And guys, think about this. If you look at the U.S. debt clock, and we got $27 trillion over here on the left side, well, that's a little disconcerting, okay? But if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, we're $153 trillion in unfunded liabilities in the United States. Now, how in the hell are we ever going to pay the American citizens all their Medicaid and Social Security and all of that stuff? Anybody that does not, it takes 2 seconds for a 2-year-old to be able to understand that this fractional reserve banking experiment has failed. Because America's the financial leader of the free world. What's happening with these other countries if we are $153 trillion in unfunded liability debt?
If you want to talk about a pyramid scheme, talk about the fractional reserve. Are you kidding me? They take 10% of all, then they give 90%. Oh, it's a money gifting scheme. They give 90% of that to somebody else.
I wish I was there right now. Jeez, for gosh sakes, so they're just screwing people. That is.
And guys, let me ask you this.
That's just wild, dude.
And let me ask you this. After you guys have begun to educate yourself about this, just like I have, how does a accredited financial advisor, how does that hit you today? I look at it like they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Show me your portfolio. It's like, show me your portfolio. If you don't have one, you're not accredited.
So a good example of that is that there's financial advisors who I would never take advice from. That's just the honest. How do I say this? Look at somebody as if they have the lifestyle you want, then that's who you might want to take advice from. Does that make any sense at all across this video? Because my mentors are, I had a book, I don't have my book right here, but it has his name on it. He's a billionaire. Being able to sit down and be at someone's house, and I'm like, why am I even here? He's like, Kyle, because you had the same vision as I do. You deserve to have my, your number in my cell phone. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to surround yourself with money, because money is currency, cryptocurrency. It's energy, and you have to be around it. Money talks. It's the communication. Once you learn money talk, you have more money surrounding you. The more that we started to talk about even money, gosh, we're telling you right now, the stocks went up. You know, everything is. This is the moment in your time where you can make a decision right now. The decision in Latin is to cut off from. Cut off from all this thinking, all the negative talk, whatever your family and friends told you. You have to understand. Think about this. You went to, what were they conditioning for? What were they conditioning us for? Training us for? That's why it's not working. Because remember, we're going from I'll give you an example. You went to school from Monday through Friday. You never went to school Saturday and Sunday. You went to school from 6 o'clock to maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's an 8-hour day. 8 hours. 5 days a week, 40. It's a 40-hour work. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 40-hour school week that you went through. It was called metalworking and woodworking class. It wasn't called fun working, enjoying working class. Work, right? It's called homework. Homework. What are you doing right now after school?
Driving
homework. Never have. Most people don't work Saturday and Sunday, do that. 9 to 5, 40-hour work week. A teacher is the same thing as a boss. A teacher says, go do this, go do homework. What does the boss tell you now? Go do something. You're like, dude, a manager tells you the same thing. Go do this, we'll give you guys a pizza. I don't want a pizza. What you need is a leader. What you need is a mentor. What you need is guidance from real people doing it. And what they say is not do something. They say, let's go do something together. Let's go make money together. Let's go transform the world together. Let's make an impact together. Let's retire our moms and dads together. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've never seen my family and friends look at me like I was so crazy until this started to happen, this whole pandemic. And they're like, God, you guys are absolutely right. Because people need to transfer the old mindset of what we can consider brainwashing. They would tell Nick and Kyle here, brainwashing. You guys are brainwashing people. You wash your body every single day. Don't you think you should wash your brain? Because all this is maybe conditioned for something. So you can think for yourself. Make your own assumption. You can hate us. You can think mean thoughts about us. But as long as you're thinking for yourself, you, my friend, are an absolute epic legend. I'm telling you.
And for the people that'll say it's, cryptocurrency is a scheme, it's a scheme. Of course it is. It's a systematic way of implementing a plan. Look up the definition of the word. It's all gematria, guys. It's all letters and numbers. So when you pay attention to the letters and numbers in your life, you're going to be guided in the right direction. If you pay attention to the people in your life, you're going to be guided in their direction. And what direction are they going in? You got to ask yourself that. So if people are telling you this is too good to be true, it's the same people that told the Wright brothers that were trying to invent an airplane, that's too good to be true. You can't do that. That's not going to happen. Well, guess what? They did it. Sure, they crashed a lot. And the people were probably sitting there, showed up to watch them fly.
Look at those losers.
Look,
they're rich now.
Yeah, seriously. And then when they made it, they're like, they actually did it? Well, I guess they aren't losers now. So you have to be okay with being ridiculed in the beginning. It happens. History repeats itself. So look at every great. Look at what they've been through. And when you're going through ridicule, you just know you're on the right path because it's the crab trap, right? So you're climbing out the crabs, and there's this particular type of crab in the ocean that they fish for, and they put these traps with a hole at the top, and there's no trap. There's no actual trap for the trap. So they're free to come in and out, and they put fish at the bottom for the crabs to eat. And the crabs are free to come in and eat and free to leave. Now what happens is when one comes in, another one comes in, another one comes in. Pretty soon, all the fish is gone, and the trap is filled with crabs. Now, why wouldn't all of them climb out? Well, it's because the moment that one of them tries to climb out, the rest will pull it back down. And if it keeps trying to climb out, they will even pull it down to the point where they will pull its legs off and they will kill the crab. You ever feel in life like you're that crab trying to get out of the trap? You're trying to get out of the trap that the Matrix was put you into this body in, and you're like, how do I get out, man? And you know that suicide's not the way. You're like, I have to make money because as human beings, we're the only species that has to pay to live on this planet.
Woo!
Think about that for a second.
Woo, say it again.
We're the only species that has to pay to live on this planet. So if we have to pay to live on this planet, you have to make money to get out of the trap. In order to get out of the trap, you need ideas. So people say it takes money to make money. Well, that is true. It takes money to make more money, but it takes ideas to make money in the beginning. And these ideas that we're giving you right now, take these ideas, start climbing out the trap, and start kicking the crab's legs off you.
Yeah, just have strong legs. It's not that hard.
The best way to deal with a hater is not to kill him with like you can kill him with kindness, or kill him with blindness. Act like you never see him.
Or you can get so successful that you just shove it down their throat
until they choke on it. And that's an idea.
Guys, I like the definition of or the stages of truth. First, it's ridiculed. Second, it's violently opposed. And third, it's accepted as self-evident. Yeah. And I think that's what is going through everyone's mind out there in the world with a pandemic and everything else concerning cryptocurrencies. This is the direction that we're going, whether people have been able to grasp it or not. And I know one of the things that I'm trying to do is put together a collection, a warehouse of stories, so we can all share with other people that we're trying to share Ripple and XRP with, and they can do that in the form of stories. And with your guys' branding backgrounds and marketing backgrounds, how powerful are stories in persuasion?
Facts tell, stories sell. Simple as that. Facts tell, stories sell. There's a reason why Apple is where they're at. And I'll actually go into something that makes so much sense because a great guy named Simon Sinek talked about it. Start with why. And they talked about belief, and we believe, before they would just be like, we have these great computers that are all like they have all these gigabytes and gigabytes. And remember, nerd talk. I love you, but I don't need to hear that.
Nobody cares.
What I want to know is what you believe in. Mm-hmm. What are these stories that where did you start? It's the story that started Apple, and none of you remember it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you do, but didn't they start in a garage? That's the most important part of Apple, and no one knows that. But everyone has a story.
Yep.
The Rock started with $7. I started from 13 cents in my grandmother's basement. Does that make sense? So it's the story that sells because it makes a person believe that they can do it too.
One of my mentors, he knew Walt Disney, he knew Buckminster Fuller on a personal level, and he actually coached Rocky for all the movies and trained him in the gym before, fighting Apollo. And he just, his background is absolutely incredible. And he was telling us a story about Walt Disney. And he was saying, what Walt Disney did to create Disney is he flew in a bunch of people on a helicopter into the swamps in that Florida area. And Disney hadn't even been built yet, but he was painting the picture in the vision of, he's like, Space Mountain's going to be over there. The Tower of Terror is going to be over there. Can you guys see it over there, this area? All the names of the rides. And all of them were kind of like scratching their heads. Like, is this guy lost his marbles? Or it's like, okay, he makes a lot of money, so we better listen to him. And he lines them all up, and he goes from person to person. He's like, so I'm getting old. I'm going to pass away soon. And I have to pass Disney down to one of you. Share with me why I should choose you. And the first person started going into, well, I graduated from Harvard. I was accredited in this. I was the top of my class. I got these grades. I did this for this business, did that for this business. Start getting into technobabble. We call it technobabble. Start going off about their accreditations and stuff. He's like, okay, thank you. Goes to the next person, asks them the same question. They start doing the same thing. Everyone was doing the same thing until the last person. He asked him the question, and this guy just started breaking down and crying. He just started bawling. Like, everyone's looking at him like, really gonna pick this? You're gonna pick the crybaby over here? Mm-hmm. Picking the crybaby? And he says, I just want to make people happy, with tears streaming down his face. I bet you could guess who Walt Disney picked. He picked that guy. And that guy turned Disney into what it is today. So when people are looking into this space and they're wondering, which cryptocurrency to invest in and which project to do and how to build your brand and stuff, if you start sharing what you believe and what you want to do, we want to impact 100 million plus people's lives. We want to help people change their lives. We want to help them escape the rat race. We want to help them fire their boss. We want to help them live their full potential. And a lot of people think that's corny. Well, guess what? It's going to happen. It's already happening.
It's already done.
It's already on the move. It's already done. It's done. It's spoken into existence on the spiritual world.
You can't tell us anything. It's already done.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
certainty.
I'm a believer. I live in North Carolina, and there's a place up in the mountains in Black Mountain called the Light Center. And if you Google it, it's a geodesic dome based on Bucky's work, Buckminster Fuller's work.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's a cool place, man. They got inside that place, they got a light chamber, and you sit down and they play this, cool music, and then they beam different color lights on you for 7 minutes at a time. And the theory is supposedly that it's aligning your chakras based on the color. And really a neat place. If you guys ever come to North Carolina, we'll go. I'll make sure and take you to the
that sounds like an amazing idea. We need to realign our chakras.
Yeah, we're really into that type of stuff because we always tell people, like, we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, being born into these meat suits, then living out our physical existences on this planet, kind of like The Sims. There's games trying to do stuff, guys. So when you align your spiritual stuff, then you get guided in the right direction for the right projects. That's how we were even guided to, XRP, even guided to this interview and your backdrop and all that. We're all into that type of stuff. Like 432 hertz, 528 hertz, listening to all that type of stuff.
Yeah, so me too. And I'm telling you what, hey guys, living in the South, it's a good thing I got YouTube.
I know, right? Yeah. Hey, this is a blessing to so many people's lives. So I remember a comment we just received on YouTube at the Run Guys YouTube, and this person was like, "I'm homeless in my car, watching every single video, and you're helping me get out of my situation." And it makes me think, like, that's what cryptocurrency is doing right now to people. Yeah, they're investing in the cryptocurrency, and that's saving them right now. Mm-hmm. I'm here to tell you right now, just because I think it's important, just for you to learn what I've learned. This isn't me telling you this. This is just directly from source. But I remember Simon Sinek talking about this, and it does make a lot of sense, is that the law of diffusion of innovation, right, goes up, goes down like this. And if you can kind of see that, I'll tell you the beginning stages. Is what they call the 2.5%. This is out of 100%. The 2.5% are what they call the innovators. The next 13.5% are called the early adopters. And then it hits a tipping point where the early majority, that's 34% of the population, gets involved.
Yep.
2.5% is as if when you get made fun of. We're the ones that are getting made fun of right now. This the same thing as back when I used to sell cell phones, Apple, right?
Yep.
People thought it was a joke. Back then, there was a thing called BlackBerry. Everybody had a BlackBerry. But when this phone came out and people were standing in line for days upon days, they were getting ridiculed. They were getting crucified like Jesus got crucified.
Yep.
And they were the losers. They were the innovators as well. Kind of goes into the early adopters, 13.5%. They're also the coolest people that get allowed with the 1,500 people that are always at the campus, like when launch came every single day for this phone. So that's the early people. They're the ones that actually influence the early majority. But when it tips and the 34% come in, my friend across this video,
you're in the barrel.
You are in the momentum phase of life. You are in where you just caught the wave, like Nick was saying. You just, holy cow, this one is huge.
Right now, you're kind of getting hit in the face a little bit for the past 3 years, with the wave. But eventually, it clears, then it's crystal clear, and you're right in the barrel. And everyone else is trying to catch the wave after you.
You're in. If you see this video, you are blessed. And if you do nothing about it, then that is your fault. Does it make sense at all? Like if you go out and you learn as much as you can about XRP, you learn as much about even cryptocurrencies as a whole, get a part of blockchain technology. Again, I remember Ty Lopez talking all this technical babble stuff at the convention. I was just like, I don't know what this is, but if Ty Lopez is looking into this and believes it's the future, maybe I should look a little closer at it. If Warren Buffett is taking his money out of banking stocks and even investing it into gold mining.
Yep.
That's enough for me to be like, he doesn't want to get on an interview because he's a billionaire. He doesn't want other billionaires to know why he did what he did. I know why he did what he did. You do probably too. But he's not going to do an interview right now about that. He's making money. Right. So for you to watch this video, gold makes sense too as well. And silver makes sense too as well, including cryptocurrencies. It makes sense.
Agreed. 1,000.
And if we have to convince you it makes sense, it makes no money.
It just makes sense.
Yep, I agree 1,000%. And one of the things too that I've been looking to do is to be able to connect our community together, because the more we're connected, I believe the stronger message that we can get out there to the rest of the world. And that all helps all of us together. I mean, you guys I just met, what's good for you in the XRP community, in the world community, and in our XRP community, what's good for you guys is good for me. I mean, I'm convinced of that. So I'm trying to work with as many and connect with as many people in our community as possible, so we can get more information out there to the public that doesn't know anything about XRP together than we can. And I know you guys know the 100th monkey effect. Trying to get these people to start washing these sweet potatoes, man.
We're cracking a coconut. No. Yeah. So for those of you guys out there that are, looking into XRP and you know a lot about the cryptocurrency space and you're watching this, comment your favorite altcoin project. Flood the comments with your top 10. All right, drop them in the comments. We love to see it. We read all the comments, guys. So we love to see your best projects, because we're always on the lookout. Because when we talk about diversification, let's say XRP, for example, 100Xs, of course you're going to be set if you're invested in it. But let's say it takes a little bit longer and projects that you're watching, go quicker. Sometimes that does happen. So when you diversify your income, you're spreading your eggs. It's an old traditional saying that's a broken record at this point, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? You have to spread your eggs around, but you need to have some eggs to put in the basket in the first place, right? You got to have some eggs to put in the basket in the first place. So what projects do you guys see? There's some big projects in the quantum computing space. There's some big projects in the artificial intelligence space, okay, in cross-border payment transactions, guys. There's some huge projects in energy, in solar-powered energy happening right now. So there's some other big stuff aside from just banking and cross-border payment transaction speed that we should be looking into as well too. So cryptocurrency, it is not only XRP is revolutionizing the way that payments are done from an institutional to institutional standpoint, but from an individual to individual to pay for goods and services for those that are unbanked. All right. But there are some other incredible projects as well too, that I'll tell you what, guys, if you diversify between those and you just keep putting away 10 to 20% of your income, 10 to 20% of your income every week or every month, however you want to do it, then just watch over the next 5 to 10 years what's going to happen.
A good example of that, just to add on to it, is let's look at the biggest car brand in the entire world that owns everybody pretty much. And the company is called Volkswagen. All right. And imagine if Volkswagen is the cryptocurrency space and you could invest in cryptocurrency as a whole. Well, if you do know that Volkswagen's up here, which is cryptocurrency, Volkswagen owns Bugatti, Volkswagen owns Porsche, Volkswagen owns Lamborghini, Volkswagen owns Audi, Volkswagen owns Bentley. You see where I'm coming from right now? So if it's the whole space, like Nick was saying, it might be smart if you're like, oh, I can invest in all these different things. Then what if 2 of them out of maybe the 10 take off? Then I'm set.
Yep.
Versus one of them not taking off. Then you're like, well, I saw that Lamborghini over there and that was cryptocurrency too. Shoot, I could have bought that.
Yeah, just like you were saying, never being attached to a company, just
right.
Building your skill set, building your mindset, and building your brand. As much as we love and we're passionate about XRP, we're completely emotionally detached from it, guys. And some people are like, well, you don't care as much as I care. It's like, no, that means that we care just as much. We just know that when you're emotionally detached from it, you can then think logically, because human beings make decisions on emotion and then they justify with logic. They get so emotional about stuff. That's why politicians win them over, guys, because they emotionally debate against each other. That's why football teams have the biggest fans, right? That's why soccer teams, when their soccer team loses, they're going to flip a car in the street and burn it down, because they get emotionally attached to something that is outside of their control.
Yep. That's so true. And they're only paying you guys stimulus checks just so you don't riot. So be careful here.
And I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to run into people that are the ones who brought up Simon Sinek in the conversation. Simon is one of my all-time heroes. And, I've asked the people that I work with in our business, always I ask them to give me your why. I want to know why you're doing things, because I know that's how people are going to be willing to move if they're why is defined clear enough, then they'll take action on what they desire.
I love that. We built,
Facts.
like you were saying in the beginning, network marketing companies in the tens of thousands of communities, right? Like when it comes
Yep.
to teams and stuff. And we start with that too as well. Start with why. Because if you don't have a why that makes you
going.
cry, you don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
Like I have a why. I mean, I every single day I'm like, oh, I work so hard because I still remember dreams of sitting in an old school Caravan. If you remember, just only the one side only had the door open, swinging open. It didn't have both sides. That's new, you guys. Back then, there was only one sliding door for a Caravan.
Yep.
A Dodge Caravan. And my dad was a car guy, and I was a car guy. That's why they call me Car Kyle sometimes. And I remember just being like, Dad, what's your favorite car? And he's like, that's what he said, whatever that means. I'm like, but Dad, no, what's your favorite car? And finally I got it out of him after years of just doing that. And he's like, you know what? It's a red 1955 F-150 truck. And I'm like, done. I'll get that for you. They're really expensive now I have to do that. He can do it if he wants to, but little do you know, it's just not going to work out right now for him. Meaning that I'm going to take care of that. So many of you have why you're going to get invested into cryptocurrency. The reason why you're doing this is bigger than yourself, and you know it darn well. It's because you want to make an impact on people's lives. That's just one of my whys. I have my sister, my mother. I wish that my grandmother could see what I've been able to do with this community. I wish she would have been able to see it, but she didn't. I just want to be able to help the people that still have their grandmothers, that still have their moms and dads and best friends and people that they can inspire and lift up and grow. You have to know why you're doing it. And you're 100% right about that. It's like, I know that if I sit here and talk for a little bit longer, I mean, I can't wait to just drop off that truck, that red 1955 F-100 truck, red, bow on top. My dad coming out. He's going to cry his butt off because he's a crier just like I am. And I'm going to be like, it's just going to be a great thing. And I want that for you. I want the end person that's watching this to just know that you have greatness inside of you. You are God's highest form of creation. You beat out 42 million sperm to be here.
Yes.
Do you believe that you have to live on purpose, right?
You're a champion.
You're a champ. You gotta give it your all, Like you gotta give it your all.
You're
the one. You are the one. You're the chosen one, like Neo. His last name's Anderson. They always say Mr. Anderson in Matrix. It's like I'm with him. I'm with one of the Andersons. I'm with the
Speaking of that movie actually is the reason why I even got into all of this law of attraction type stuff, The Secret and everything. But my why, guys, it all boils down to three things, right? And this is what Simon Sinek has the why circle. Why, how, what, right? So I believe there's three things to the why circle. It has to start with you. So many people go bigger picture too quick when their mind can't handle changing the world because they haven't helped themselves. So I have a glass here, a cup, right? Blender bottle. It's full with water. Until your cup is overflowing, you cannot pour into other people's cup. There is nothing noble or superior about being broke to impact other people. God wants you to be abundant in mind, body, and spirit, and in finances as well too. God wants you to have more than enough so you can give to other people, because once you have enough for yourself, then you can help your social circle, which is level 2 of the circle. Once you can help your social circle, your friends, your family members, buy your mom, buy your dad a truck, then you can help the world. Then you can build churches, you can build schools, you can save children. You can do stuff that is going to help society on a bigger picture. You can save the ocean. So starting with myself first, it's not selfish, guys. Get the ish out of self to be selfless. Get less of the ish to be selfless by focusing on yourself first. So for myself, I wanted good food, man. I wanted to eat good. I wanted to walk into a grocery store and not have to look at the price of something. I wanted to go to a 5-star restaurant with my girlfriend and not have to order from the left side of the menu because it was all chicken. I wanted to order from the right side of the menu and get the filet mignon, get the lobster, get the stuff that was expensive because it's what I actually wanted to eat. Too many people order based on price and not because of what they actually want in life. So they just settle because of finances. That is the worst feeling in the world. And I wanted to get rid of that feeling, and I changed that feeling because that was my biggest desire. Next desire was travel. I not only wanted to travel with myself and my girlfriend, but I wanted to travel with my family. And I was able to take my parents to Hawaii and go to Maui, Hawaii, and go and drive down the long windy road. What's the name of that? That's Road to Hana. Road to Hana, and go check that out. Go check out the black sand beach, the red sand beach, the blowhole. Go look at that and go on these, boat tours and watch whales, the whale migrating season, and watch the little whales like pickles flop out of the water and come and slap down. I wanted to do that with my family. Was able to do that. And was able to do that, guys. And on a bigger picture, now we're on the bigger picture run where we want to help the world. And in order to help the world, you give them an idea. Like Will Smith says, I want to represent an idea. Rank Up Now, guys, it was a company, but it's more than a company. It's an idea. More than a media company, it's an idea. It's a philosophy. It's something that you take with you after we're gone. Because the only thing that's left on this planet, my mentor who was coached by Buckminster Fuller and knew Walt Disney and Rocky and all that, he was saying this. He says, when you are going to leave this planet, buy a suit and sew up the pocket because you're not going to take anything with you when you're gone. And another mentor, Eric Thomas, he said, there ain't no bunk beds in your casket. There are no bunk beds in your casket. You're born in this world by yourself. You leave this world by yourself, but you're not here by yourself, guys. You have a family around you. You have a community around you. So let's go impact the world together. First, we start with you. We expand to your family, your friends, those that believe in you, those that don't. Bless them, kill them with love, or kill them with blindness.
You can hate, but we congratulate. That's the difference.
And then let's spread it to the world. Let's spread the message to the world because you got lives to impact. Let's live our purposes together.
Let's rank up now.
I think that is absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful gift I received today by being able to have a chance to meet and connect with you guys.
Thank you.
Dude, I'm blown away. I'm going to have the greatest weekend based on the fact that I feel like that we ran into each other because I really see eye to eye in everything that you guys are talking about. And man,
you have to understand, like we tell people no every single day for interviews, and for some reason we were like, this is the one we want to do. I don't know what it was. It was just God, or it was the source. We were like, let's do this one. I'm not kidding you.
And then I got so discombobulated yesterday. I was so busy that I sent you guys the link to do it yesterday at 2:00. And then I had to realize that you guys weren't Thursday at 2, you're Friday at 2. I mean, it was a mess. But yeah, I'll tell you, one of the really cool things too, there's a lot of awake people in this XRP Army community. You guys, once you get to begin to know some of these people, Jay Holocene, used to be JSPQR. Those SPQR guys are on it. XRP Joe, James Rule XRP, and XRP Rose. A lot of waking up consciousness people that you'll be seeing. And again, it does make sense, right? I mean, we're the early adapter types, right? So that makes sense.
Of course.
So again, I believe we're really going to resonate. And what I've been trying to do, my goal is to positively impact 1 billion people before I die. And I look at this opportunity we have here, that we've got the community. We just can connect them together. We can send out a better message to the rest of the world than Brad Garlinghouse and XRP can with their ad budget. If we can just connect each other and we each do a little bit, then we can send out more information in a positive fashion. Then, and the other part of it is we can do that, and none of the other crypto communities are really doing that either. They're not doing it. So
you're doing something very, very special. You really are, and it's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing.
Yep, this community needs you. We appreciate you more than you know.
All right. Well, listen, I look forward to staying in touch, guys. And I am. Let's see. All right, I'm a recovering person. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I like to tell everybody what I'm doing is not for me, it's for we. And I am blessed to have been, my sobriety date is 5/22/1984. There's not that many, thank you. There's not that many 58-year-olds that are walking around 36 years sober. And the reason that I share that with you is that part of the reason, and when you said a spiritual being having a human experience, right up my alley. I get it. And so I'm just trying to let everyone know that if we are here to cooperate, this is the last thing that I'd like for you guys to kind of think about. And thank God we met each other, and I'm looking forward to our friendship developing. The last thing I'd like to share with everybody is this. I want you guys to think about your hand. Okay. Dr. Bruce Lipton taught me this. Y'all know Dr. Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool guy.
Absolutely.
What Dr. Lipton taught me was, he said, Scott, look at your hand. Are your cells competing or cooperating? And when I looked at my hand, it is a symphony of cellular cooperation. So the reason that I believe that I'm here is to be able to share the idea that we're here to cooperate with each other. If my cells began to compete, my hand would rot off. And we're here to communicate and to cooperate with each other. And sorry, I'm not an emotional person. I don't mean to get choked up, but this is from my heart. And God bless you guys. I thank God that we met each other.
Absolutely. It's an absolute honor. It's an absolute honor. This is all meant to be, like I said, we just know, like when you just know, you just know. It's an absolute certainty that we have. And yeah, we're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. We just have to work together and step up. We're like an army. Do you understand that we're all a part of an army?
Yes.
And we have a mission.
Yes.
We have a mission. And so the one thing you must do, and it's okay. I know it sucks, but like the word is to submit. And I hate that word sometimes because people are like, wait, what do you mean submit? You have to submit. Submission. Sub means you have to submit to the mission at hand. Our mission is so big. Are you willing to fight with the army? Are you willing to take your roles in certain areas that you're like, well, why am I? It's because there's a mission of this cryptocurrency that's the head of this thing.
Yep.
This is bigger than us.
Yep.
We have to submit to the mission that this is going to be real and that we're going to make it happen together.
And they want to divide us. The higher powers want to divide us. That's why there's 6 social distancing rules, guys. But we have to unite. That's it. The internet's uniting more people than ever before. So we appreciate you. If something resonated with you, share this message. Yeah. Share it with the world. Spread it with a friend. All right, spread the message because we have to wake more people up. And I mean, I just woke up like 5 minutes before this interview, so my mind's still waking up.
We're always just we do business every single flipping time of day. We have 4 hours. That's it.
Guys, I can't remember if it was Simon or if it was Kevin Trudeau that taught me the only thing that defines a leader. And you guys, I bet you guys know what that is, right? What's the one thing that a person has to have in order to be a leader?
Oh man, there's so many.
I want
to say vision.
I would say
a following.
Follower.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I love that.
You are not a leader unless you have people following you. Now, what is the first thing that a person has to do to be a great leader? You have to be a great follower.
Oh, gosh.
True that.
I love this. I mean, I love learning. This is amazing. My grandma used to always say, I'd walk out her house.
Jocko, all of the people, I'm a leadership junkie. And the first thing that a leader needs is to become a great follower by submitting to finding someone who has what you want and then find out what they did and then copy what they did. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to hope to bring to our XRP Army community is leadership. We need a vision of what we can accomplish together to send out a unifying message to the rest of the world. And if we can connect and cooperate, we can do something that's never been done in the history of the world before, ever, because this community is connected together. They just need that vision of what we can accomplish together.
Can we do it before we get? And I didn't mean to interrupt, but we'll do it together here and write this down, because this is how it will work. It's got to be by a date too. I am so happy and grateful now We're living in the present. Everything's a present. Past is why you're in depression, because you're focused on what it should have, could have, whatever been. And then anxiety lies in the future. You're focused on like, why don't I have a kid? Why don't I have all this stuff? Live in the present is the reason why it's called the gift.
Yep.
I am so happy and grateful now that we are impacting over 1 billion people's lives with our XRP community by a certain date. Whatever date we want to put on that, that's great. But we have to speak it into existence. For example, like when we wanted big stuff, we would just tell ourselves, we could condition ourselves and make sure our subconscious starts to believe it. And ours is wild, I know. But like, I'd be like, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm making and saving over $1 million a month by a certain date. And I know a lot of my family and friends would be like, are you guys hot? Like, no. But it's already done now. So as long as we put that out and we all believe it, it's already done. Don't
start one at a time, because a leader of one is a leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And that one is you. Like in the Matrix, the chosen one. You are the chosen one. That's what the movie was trying to tell you.
That's why we say be the one. Get it done.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
Facts. Let's go.
Let's go. And if it's up to me, it's going to be. I'm not real tall. I'm not real good looking, but I will tell you guys this right now, and you can ask some of the people in the community that know me. I'm one of the most persistent little motherfuckers that's ever drawn a breath.
Not going to be stopped.
That's what I want to hear. We can't wait to meet you guys in the beaches of the world. We'll see you around when you just remember, back up the truck, pack it and stack
Dock it up. We're going camping on the moon.
Camping on the moon. Let's get
Absolutely.
this up, right?
Absolutely no quit in me, fellas. That's what I learned in my MLM introduction. There just ain't no quit in you.
Heck no.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I look forward to continuing our conversation. One of the things that I do with everybody is, would you like to see that you guys are kind of some of the newer guys that have joined our community? Would you like to see more interviews from people? We've got great news people in our community making news videos all the time. We don't have as many, and it's one of the spaces that I'm trying to fill in our community is finding out more about people so we can, people are more interesting than news articles, okay? So would you guys like to be able to see more interviews from people in our community?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
All right. So your message out to the other people that I've been being persistent with is you might as well go ahead and do it, because Scott will never quit hounding you.
Seriously.
Actually, I don't hound people. I ask friendly 1,000 times, but I don't hound people.
Well, we appreciate you, Scott.
And then the other thing I'd like to do, guys, is to pre-invite you to come back later on. So, a little bit down the road, let's get back together and kind of evaluate where we were on September 18th when we made our initial.
Anytime. We're here. Anytime.
And then I'm also probably going to be looking to try to put together a live stream or two with some of my other buddies in the space. And if you guys are interested, then I'll let you know when it looks like we may be able to put that together.
Cool. Keep us posted.